We're studying from Chapter 5, The Techniques for Winning Quickly, from the book E.S. Lowe's Chess in 30 Minutes. Domenico Lorenzo Ponziani was born on November the 9th, 1719, and died July the 15th, 1796. He was an Italian law professor, priest, chess player, composer, and theoretician. He is best known today for his chess writing and the chess technique that bears his name. It is one of the oldest chess openings, having been discussed in literature by 1497. It was advocated by Howard Staunton, generally considered the world's strongest player from 1843 to 1851, in his 1847 book, The Chess Player's Handbook. For some decades, it was often called Staunton's Opening or the English Knight's Game as a result. We are about to study Game 4, Ponziani Opening, pages 79 to 83 from the book E.S. Lowe's Chess in 30 Minutes, in just a couple of minutes. Stay tuned in. This podcast episode is brought to you by
Try free apps, complete surveys, and shop online to earn amazing rewards with Feature Points. Use this link and you'll get a bonus of 50 points to redeem on Google Play, Xbox, PayPal Cash, App Store gift cards, and more. Feature Points. Get rewarded.
Hi, this is Jeremy from Video Gamers Oasis speaking. I'm saving my points for a $50 Canadian Amazon.ca gift card, valued at 22,500 points. Presently, I have 2,672 points. I require 19,828 more points to achieve this goal. Get 50 points for using this link, https://featu.re/VGO. Referral code VGO. Hello again and welcome back to Video Gamers Oasis, and this is a mini-series, a podcast mini-series. Video Gamers Oasis presents E.S. Lowe's Chess in 30 Minutes. Practical application as well. And I'm your host, Jeremy. Welcome back to the show. This is an ongoing series, and we're actually on the last chapter of the book. Chapter 5, The Techniques for Winning Quickly. We're very near the end of the book. Some of this content may be a little bit dry for some people, but I ask you to please bear with me just a little bit longer. We're almost near the end of the chapter. This is episode number 23, and we're reading from chapter 5, the subheading Game 4, Ponziani Opening, pages 79 to 83. We're going to learn about another wily technique to win the game of chess quickly. Before we begin, make sure to send some likes, send some love, click that subscribe button, and make sure that bell is wiggling. Thank you so much. Now, without further ado, make sure to get your notepad and pen. We're about to learn about Game 4, the Ponziani Opening, in just a few seconds.
Ponziani.
Continuing on page 79, the subheading is Game 4, Ponziani Opening. Now, pardon a little bit of a noise in the background. I have my aquarium and my electric fan blowing. I need both of them running. Someday I'm going to get myself a nice recording studio with -0 background sound, but in the meantime, we're going to have to endure. Game 4. Ponziani Opening. White and black. White is 1, P-K4, and black is P-K4. White is 2, N-KB3, and black is N-QB3. Next paragraph. Again, both players have started the game in recommended fashion, but white's next move is inferior. 3, P-B3, and ... Page 79. Moving on to page 80. Next paragraph. Not the best. The defect of this move is that the queen, bishop, pawn now occupies the square that should be reserved for white's knight. 3, ... and P-Q4 exclamation point. Here we have diagram 63, brackets, white to move. Black is playing aggressively. Next paragraph. Black is not afraid of the reply 4PXP, which he will answer with 4... QXP. Ordinarily, as we saw in Game 2, it is a poor policy to develop the queen early in the game. For example, in the position of diagram 63, if white's queen, bishop, pawn were still at its original square, white could play 4PXP, comma, and QXP, period. Then he could punish black's early queen move by playing out his queen, knight, and threatening to capture black's queen. But this is all hypothetical. In the actual position, we are dealing with brackets. Diagram 63. White's queen, bishop, pawn is already at queen, bishop 3. Hence, black need not be afraid to bring out his queen early in the game. 4. Q-R4. ... It is easy to see from the previous discussion that it is pointless for white to play PXP. By playing his queen out to queen rook 4, white pins black's queen knight. Brackets. See diagram 40 to refresh your memory on the subject of pins. I'll provide a link in the description where you can skip back a few episodes, a few chapters or subheadings to see that diagram 40. This is on page 80, moving on to page 81. Next we have 4... and PXP. Then 5, NXP, and ... Taking advantage of the fact that black's knight at queen bishop 3 is pinned, black seems to be in trouble, for his king pawn is attacked, and in addition, his queen knight is attacked twice and only defended once. 5... and Q-Q4. Very economically played. The queen protects the black king pawn and the black queen knight, and in addition attacks white's advanced knight. Diagram 64, brackets, white to move. Black's queen move economically combines defense and attack. Next we have 6B N5 and ... Next paragraph, white's reply is tricky. He reinforces the pin on black's queen knight and seems to leave his own advanced knight in the lurch. But this is deceptive, for if black plays 6... QXN, white captures the black knight with his bishop, giving check. Black recaptures with his queen, knight, pawn. Thereupon white plays 8 QXBP-CH with double attack on the black king and the black queen rook. So black is prudent and gives his queen knight additional protection. We have 6... and KN-K2 on page 81. Moving on to the next page. Page 82. First paragraph on page 82. Now that his queen knight is amply guarded, black really threatens to play. ... QXN. Next we have 7. P-KB4. Protecting his advanced knight. But white does more. He threatens 8. B-B4, driving off black's queen and making possible the capture of black's king bishop pawn. Black's reply to this tricky move is equally tricky. 7. ... and B-Q2 exclamation point. The point of this move is that if white guilelessly plays 8 B-B4, black replies 8 ... NXN, for now his queen knight is no longer pinned. In that case, black wins a piece. White therefore decides to simplify. 8 NXB and KXN. Now black, having moved his king, can no longer castle. But this does not trouble him, for he has more pieces out and his position is more promising. 9. Castles and N-B4. With the fearful threat of 10 ... B-B4 CH semicolon 11 K-R1 and N-N6CH semicolon 12 PXN comma and Q-R4 mate. Next we have 10 P-Q N4 ... This is play to stop ... B-B4CH. But black has a devilish plan. 10 ... and P-Q-R4 exclamation point. Black's threat is 11 ... PXP exclamation point semicolon 12 QXR comma B-B4CH with a discovered attack winning white's queen. Brackets for discovered attacks, see diagram 50, and I'll provide a link in the description where you can skip back to diagram 50. 11 K-R1. White hopes to parry the attack by moving his queen off the checking diagonal, but black's plan is deeper. Brackets, see diagram 65. 11 ... and P-X-P exclamation point, giving away a rook. But he has a reason. Page 82, moving on to page 83, we have diagram 65 brackets, black to move. Black has a very brilliant winning plan. 12 QXR and B-B4 exclamation point. Another discovered attack which gives away another rook. 13 QXR and N-N6CH or space CH exclamation point. And still another sacrifice. 14 PXN and Q-R4 mate. Beautiful play. White's queen is far away on a fishing expedition. White's other pieces are scattered, useless, or still on their home squares. I like the extemporaneous or the hyperbole description that the writer adds to a little spice to the paragraph. Moving on. Black, on the other hand, makes the most of his excellent disposition of his forces. Thus, he is able to drive white into an early checkmate. A brief review of our lesson today with the 3D chess game available on Microsoft. Diagram 63. Brackets, white to move. Black is playing aggressively. For those listening to this podcast with the audio only, here are the coordinates for the game pieces, starting with the white pieces. The white rook on section A1, white knight section B1, white bishop, section c1, white queen on section d1, white king on section e1, white bishop on section f1, and white rook on section h1. White pawns a2, b2, c3, e4, e4, f3, f2, g2, and h2, with the white knight on section f3. Now with the black pieces, we facing the one of the white pawns is on section the black pawn on section e5, d5 as well. Black knight on section c6. Black pawns section a7, b7, c7, f7, g7, and h7. And the black rook on section a8, black bishop on section c8, black queen on section d8, black king on section e8, black bishop on section f8, black knight on section g8, and black rook on section h8. Diagram 64, brackets, white to move. Black's queen, move economically, combines defense and attack. And there's a description above the diagram that reads, very economically played. The queen protects the black king pawn and the black queen knight, and in addition attacks white's advanced knight. Here are the coordinates for the game board. For the white side, white rook on section a1, white knight section b1, white bishop section c1, white king section e1, white queen section f1, and white rook section h1. We have pawns in section a2, b2, c3, d2, e2, f2, g2, and h2. The white queen is on section a4, and the white knight on section e5. On the black side, black pawn on section e4, black queen on section d5, black knight on section c6. We have black pawns behind the black knight, sections a7, b7, c7, f7, g7, and h7. Black rook on section a8, black bishop on section c8, black king on section e8, black bishop on section f8, black knight on section g8, and black rook on section h8. Finally, let's re-examine diagram 65, brackets, black to move. Black has a very brilliant winning plan. On the white side, we have the white rook on section a1, white knight on section b1, white bishop on section c1, the white rook on section f1, and the white king on section h1. The white king is castled, as you can see here in the bottom right corner. Next, we have the white pawns in section a2, b2, pardon me. Next, we have the white pawns in section a2, b4, c3, d2, f4, g2, and h2. We have the white queen on section a4, the white bishop on section b5. On the black side, we have the black pawn on section e4, black knight on section f5, black queen on section d5, black knight on section c6, Black pawn on section A5. Black pawns, section B7 and C7. Black king on section D7. Black pawns on section F7, G7, and H7. Black rook on section A8. Black bishop on section F8. And black rook on section H8. And this is the end of this subheading on page 83. The next subheading we'll be reading is Game 5, Philidor Defense, on page 83.